What's up guys, it's Jay and Eddie from Vanguard Tricking. Today we're going to be talking about how to grade your tricks and tricking progression.
We're also going to be talking about who you should be watching and what tricks you should be doing next. Let's get it.
This is our first tricking concepts video where we're going to be going over things like progression, training techniques, and everything else that comes with being a tricker. So today we're talking about grading your tricking techniques. Now what is that and why is it helpful? So grading your techniques is a helpful way of understanding where you are in terms of progression on the skill, be that from a novice, from landing it consistently to mastering it. And it also helps us track when we should move into different combos, transitions, and progressions in that manner as well. So why do we grade our tricking techniques? Well, it's a helpful way of staying motivated and tracking your progression, and also knowing sometimes when you got to put that extra amount of reps in to really take it to the next level. And another reason is if we're constantly evaluating our tricking techniques, then we're going to be gaining a better understanding about the moves that we're training.
So we use the grading system from 1 to 5. If a trick is a 1, then you haven't really landed it. You might be close. 2 is you might have landed the trick once or twice. 3 is your standard. You can land this trick 10 out of 10 times. Every time you throw it, you can land it, but it's not perfect yet. 4 is that move nailed. You can combo it into it and out of it. And then 5 is perfect. That means that you've got perfect air awareness on it, and any of the little things like not pointing your toes or not pulling those arms in tight, you don't have to think about them anymore because you're doing them every single time. So do you reckon you've got any level 5 tricks?
Yeah, so just mainly the basics, 540, aerial, gainer, that sort of thing.
What would you say makes them a level 5 and not a level 4?
I'd say the main difference with getting to that level is just when you have complete air awareness of the technique. You can alter the technique to land in different transitions or to make it look a certain way. Yeah, it's just general being able to tweak it on the fly and land it consistently every single time.
Yeah, like you know how it's gonna look, you know how it's gonna feel to do it.
Yeah, you already know how it's gonna look when you fire the technique before you watch it back. You already know it's gonna be a good standard before you even watch it back. You can make it look the same every single time. So we understand what the grades are and what defines them, but what would you say is a way of going from one level of mastery to the next one up with your skills?
There's a couple of ways of doing it. First of all, watching tutorials like ours on our channel, so if you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you go and do that and check out the videos that we've done already. And also filming yourself, because I know I've done tricks where it feels amazing and you think that's going to be awesome, and you watch it back and you just die inside. So yeah, filming yourself is a big part of it.
Yeah, another thing is that I did a lot when I was younger is finding someone, a tricker that you really like watching that happens to be a similar body type and size, and then they might throw the move in a different way to somebody who's perhaps a different body type. And if you go and compare your footage and have the two videos side by side and literally frame by frame them and look at the point where yours starts to differ from theirs, that's like a big thing that I did almost obsessively actually when I was a lot younger, so that definitely helps.
Yeah, how many times have you heard people say, I want to be able to do this just like them? But how many people actually watch what that person does and compares it to what you're doing right now? Like Jay said, it's a super valuable tool, so find something that you like watching, compare body types, and get that side-by-side comparison going on.
So one thing just to say about grade 5 techniques is about consistency. So they're only going to really stay at that level if you're practicing them all the time. So it may be, for example, that you've been working on a ton of kicks for the past few months, and then you're focusing on your tumbling for the rest of the year or whatever. The kicks will probably go down a little bit in terms of their grade, their level, but it's nothing to worry about. If you've landed something before, or you've got something really, really to a sound level before, you can get it back again with the reps. It's just about how much you want it as being one of your main tricks that you've perfected.
So the big question is, what tricks should you be doing next? And this is just not a simple answer. It depends on a lot of things, so let's jump in. First off, basic tricks. You've got to have them at least level 3. They've got to be 10 out of 10. You've got to land them every single time. So if you haven't got your basics down, get them down now. And once you get into level 4 and you start doing variations and comboing in and out of them, that's really where the fun begins.
Yeah, then the next thing is if you are working on advanced tricking techniques, double B twist, double hyper hook, snap and swipe, shuriken cutter, anything like that. To get those techniques to a level 5 is all about how bad you want it. That's the point where people will start to get known for doing certain tricks. So it all comes down to the reps, how much work you're putting in. Yeah, thing to remember about tricking it is that it's on a scale. It's not a case of have you done it or have you landed it or have you not landed it. For example, jackknife. If your jackknife has 2 bent-legged kicks and your arms are all over the place, is it really a jackknife? Not really. No one's ever going to watch that clip and go, that's incredible. You've got to work and make sure every little detail of it is absolutely smashed. Like Jay said, this is the time when you can start to get yourself known for your tricks. So if you want to make something absolutely staggeringly good, you've got to pick that trick and you've got to work your ass off to get it. It's going to take a lot of hours and a lot of repetitions once you get into those advanced territories. But if you're a beginner and you're working on just the basics, we've got to get them all in the bag.
So practically, what actual tricks should you be doing next? Well, it depends what you're really into. If you're really into kicks and you've been working kicks, keep working on them. If you've been working one area but you think, actually I really want to be able to do this, I want to be able to do that, then yeah, you might have to change your focus a little bit, but it depends what you really want. If you've got some tricks that are already level 4, level 5, think what tricks will complement those and where you can push yourself to get further into that advanced stage.
So you found your avenue of tricks that you want to go down, and let's say for example it's butterfly twist, and you want to work your way up to a double, and you want to get really, really good at a double. Maybe just like the person that's your favourite tricker, and you want to be able to land out of a combination with a double butterfly twist every single time. You're going to need to watch a lot of their clips and go back into that side-by-side comparison so you can pick up on all the things that they do that you can start to emulate that may be specific to your body type, that you can apply then to your tricks and modify to help you get to the next grade.
Good thing to remember as well is that just because somebody's got a similar body type to you, or even got a completely different body type to you, remember they might have been doing this for a really long time, and they might have a background that you know nothing about. Whether somebody was a cheerleader, whether they did gymnastics, whether they were a professional diver, ice skater, all these things have immense crossovers that are not immediately obvious. All you see is that they are amazing at that one particular trick that you're trying to copy. So just because you're here and they're here, it might take them a long time to get there. So if your progress is slow, don't beat yourself up.
Now, with that being said, maybe you found that person that's the exact same body type, size, height, and that's great. Okay, you can start to focus on their tricks and start to emulate that. That's going to be really, really helpful. But that's not to say that you don't get inspiration from lots of other places, from lots of other people that you follow on the internet. You might be 5'1" and 100 kilograms of pure muscle, but you know, you could get inspiration from a really tall tricker that's got an amazing cork or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about backgrounds either. You could be watching a straight up martial arts person, straight up b-boy, gymnast, cheerleader. If they're doing something cool, why not copy them? Why not get inspiration and see if you can do it your way?
So I hope you enjoyed that first discussion in our Tricking Concepts series. It's a helpful little training tool about understanding where you're currently at in mastering your tricking, and helps you hone your sessions and your advancement on your techniques.
There's so many tricks to do and there's only so much time in a session. So focusing yourself exactly where you want to go and what tricks you want to get and who you want to be like can really help your progress.
And if you've got any ideas about any tricking concepts that you'd like us to talk about in future, then drop a comment below and we can maybe get that done for next time.
Tag us in them when you're uploading your tricks. Make sure you tag us at Vanguard Tricking in your videos because we want to see your progress each and every single day.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and we shall see you next time.